a little bit. Yeah, in the pro events, you have to go. You have to set your stops. I think. I don't think they let you just set full control. Okay, so TJ Poole is not running a companion. We're going to run Yorion, obviously. I can't keep a 6-land hand, right? So we're going to mulligan that. And we'll mulligan that as well. Okay, we'll keep this. And we'll put back Ashiok and Cry. Something like that. Let me go ahead and bring Discord over to the other screen and Streamlabs like that. Okay, so he goes, he's playing at least a Abzan style deck. We need lands, we don't need that. So Pat, we'll put that on bottom. I like that card, but we need lands. Maybe we could, the argument could be made that we keep that, and because we're likely going to be playing Fable Passage anyway, tapped, so we'll see. Alright, so this looks like a Abzan hero deck. At least. Abzan humans looks like. So we'll cycle this, or we'll go fetch a black source. Alright. Can't see the chat that way, so let me. They all draw lands and get none, yeah, exactly. So that's going to come in tapped. So our deck's really slow right now. Put that on bottom, and we're going to use Neutralize to cycle. Yeah, I've seen an Abzan Humans list, a couple of them running around, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So what we're going to do next turn, so he's just passing the turn, we're going to cycle this to try to draw into a land, and we're just going to Othakaya Seville. All right. So, I think what we're going to do here is we're going to run Teferi out. And we're going to bounce Hero. Hey, what's up, Superman? What's going on, dude? Glad you guys are joining in. He was just a boy, right? So it looks like TJ's a little slow on mana. And so are we. All right. So I think what we need to do, if we play Kaya, let's see. We're just going to pass the turn. Oh, what I meant to tell you earlier, I was talking in the before we went live, or you know, in the pregame, so to speak. We're on a 10-second delay. We should be on a 10-second delay. So the chat may be a little slower or faster than what I'm seeing. All right, so questing beast is a problem, and us being short on lands is a problem. Okay. We do have answers for questing beast. All right. I think what we have to do is go temple. I don't know if we need another Elspeth Conquers Death. I don't think so. We'll put that on the bottom. And then we're going to go ahead and run out Kaya here. And I think what I want to do, I'm just going to exile the token just to take some damage off the board.
Bravo.
And we'll see what happens. All right, so we go to 3. He kills Kaya. Lucarnos comes down. We're pretty much dead, right? So we needed to draw a board wipe, and we did not. So I think the only option we have is to scoop it up here, because we don't want to give any more of our hand away than we need to. So yeah, we'll go to game 2. It's a little unfortunate. Both of us were hurting on lands in that game. So we're going to go up Akaya's Wrath. Going to go up Aether Gust. What else? What else? I don't think we need Dovin's Veto. We need to cut something else. Let's see. We'll go down a Shark Typhoon. I think the rest of the main deck is fair. We'll see. I appreciate everybody hanging out with us tonight. Hopefully you're having a good Friday. Again, the schedule is not set in stone yet. I've kind of been sporadic this week, streaming late one day, streaming early the next. But hopefully in the next few weeks we'll get an actual schedule down. We may do more of these FNMs. Just depends on how it goes and schedules and work and all that kind of stuff. But tomorrow, I plan, after I get back from visiting my mother, I plan on doing a little bit longer stream. So we may do a premiere draft tomorrow if you guys are interested in that. I could use some pointers on draft because I'm not good at it. So any help on that front would be great. All right. So Abzan Humans looks pretty fun. All right, so it looks like we're ready to go. I'll be on the play. I'll choose to be on the play. All right. Okay, we're going to keep this hand. Even though we're missing the white source, I'm hoping we can draw into it shortly. But we have anti-green, we have Cry of the Canarium. 5-mana Death Punch, yeah. So we'll play the Watery Grave tapped. So my biggest thing about draft is I always need cards, right? And the biggest, like rares, stuff like that. So it doesn't matter if it's in paper or if it's on here. I think, yeah, we'll just let that resolve. So I wound up falling in love with a rare that I need or something like that, and then my draft is just miserable. It doesn't do anything. So that's always an issue, and I hate it. I hate it when it happens. But we'll play the Godless Shrine tapped and pass. So especially on Arena, because wild cards are so hard, they're so valuable, right? You'd rather not spend a lot of wild cards on rares if you don't have to. We'll play the Plains, pass the turn. So then I start looking at the actual card pool, and it's like, okay, this is cool. I've got, I can do like, I can build a pretty low to the ground aggressive deck with nothing but commons and uncommons. We'll Aether Gust this. And then, so I build a bunch of commons and uncommons, and then I get crushed by the rares, right? Happens every single time. It's so frustrating. We'll go ahead and play the island. We're actually going to bounce Almond, draw a card, and pass the turn. So what I've got to do is, especially on Arena, okay, so we're going to Omen here. Extinction event is good. I will... I'm going to keep that. I'm going to put Narset on the bottom. All right, so we're going to plus, go Temple. Put that on bottom. Last turn. So on Arena, I'm gonna have to focus on not using not drafting a bunch of rares just because I don't own it. So he is going to swing it to Fairy. I'm just going to Kaya's Wrath. And then Vraska's going to come down. It's interesting. Does he kill Teferi with Vraska, or does he... He's going to draw a card, okay? Okay, so we're going to plus Teferi.
Let's try this.
And do I want to... Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and Oath of Kaya. There. And pass the turn. Just can't let Vraska get out of hand. I actually lost last night, or the day before, to the Vraska Ultimate. I just had I couldn't answer it. I could not stop it. So it kind of put me in a little sketchy position here. So, since I started streaming, I made a new Twitter account. So I'm trying to use that as a good tool to gain some momentum, and also as a way to okay, don't need any more lands, and also as a way to kind of not flood my feed with my Facebook feed with all Magic stuff or whatever. So we're going to play Yorion now. We're just going to bounce this. We're going to put a stop on his upkeep. It's going to come back down, and we're going to hit Vraska again.
You'll have to try harder than that.
And now we're going to Thought Eraser after the draw step. And obviously Nissa's got to go. The rest of those cards are okay. I mean, they're not okay, but they are what they are. We don't need another land. So I expect to see some Assassin's Trophies soon, and the Mythos card is great. And Abzan deck is great. All right.
We will meet again.
We will search for a basic land, and we will get a island. We're going to put a stop on our upkeep. Actually, we're not. Yeah, we're not going to do that. So I know he's got Assassin's Trophy. Looks like we may have some timing issues here. Is the sound mixed okay for you guys? Just, it always worries me because I don't talk very loud. So a lot of times I'll just flat out over talk the game. So we have a lot of creature removal. We don't have anything to get rid of Vraska right now. We'll pass the turn. All right, so Knight of Autumn will enter the battlefield. With the counters on the stack, we will destroy it. All right. So he's in a situation where he really needs to draw some cards, but to do so, he's going to have to sacrifice lands, so that can be troublesome. As you can see there, it's, you know, I mean, you got to do what you got to do there, right? And more often than not, the card advantage sometimes can trump lands. But all we're doing is drawing. We're not drawing any planeswalker removal at all. So he's okay right now, just drawing, just doing what he's doing. Unfortunately, we don't have any instant speed answers anymore to any creatures that he may play. So it's possible that he can ultimate, if he ever ultimates Vraska and draws into Questing Beast, then we're just dead. All right, so we're going to draw another card. Our life total is okay right now, but it can become a problem. All right. Yeah, sure. So he kills our card advantage engine. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bounce Oath of Kaya.
That's more like it.
I'm going to play Oath of Kaya. All right.
That got my attention.
And we'll pass the turn. Welcome back, welcome back. All right, so he's, excuse me, fetching another land. While he does that, I will kick off this update for work. All right. All right, so he's going to destroy Oath of Kaya.
And I'm outmaneuvered.
We're going to hang on to neutralize right now. All right, so we don't have many basics left. We're going to go get a plains. We're going to play Kaya. Start getting rid of some of his action here. Shifting Ceratops. Mythos.
I didn't check that. Good for you. Shuffling.
Yeah, we're on game 2. I don't know if that... Yeah, still game 2.
I've got time.
I just realized you can't see my record because of my camera. That's my fault.
I was probably going to die.
So what we're looking to draw into is a Elspeth Conquers Death. That'd be great. Even a Elspeth right now would be great. Just trying to get rid of... All right, so he's going to try to destroy Teferi, and we're going to counter that with Neutralize. All right. So, okay. So we're going to play the Shark Typhoon. Because that's a busted card right now. Not a busted card. Sorry. Busted makes it sound like it should be banned. That's not true. So one thing to note is I have board wipes in my hand, right? And all those are going to do is kill the sharks that I create. So it's not great right now. So we're going to destroy Teferi, okay?
This is hardly my worst defeat.
For now.
All right.
Through this land, we are all connected.
It's worth noting that Extinction Event actually hits Converted Mana Cost 0.
Friend.
This is pretty awesome. So he's going to get in at Kaya, and I'm going to Kaya's Rapid. If you create a token, it'll just die, like I said before. Right. So he's nowhere close to being dead. So we're just going to keep exiling stuff out of his graveyard. And right now he has the distinct advantage because I keep drawing lands when I need to draw action. Right now, what I really need an Elspeth Conquers Death more than you can imagine right now. So Nissa is a super good card, right?
Sometimes sacrifice is necessary.
So we're in a bad spot right now. We were okay a moment ago. Now not so much. So this is converted mana cost 2.
Harness the elements.
All right. So we're in okay shape right now. We're going to go ahead and extinction event right now. Picking even, which is going to get rid of my token. All right. That's right. The king right now is Nissa. All right, so he's going to Agonize Remorse, get rid of the only card I have in my hand. And it's worth noting he could have taken something from my graveyard, but he chose not to.
The land shall conquer you.
All right, so he's going to swing in, I'm assuming, and I'm just going to make a token and block. Next turn, he can ultimate Nissa.
Being ruthless has its
So
rewards.
we're going to go ahead and start. We can actually generate some value with that. That's good. Oh my goodness, lands happened. This thing happened last night. Something fierce, right? Okay. We're actually going to keep that right now. When are the cards like a puzzle? I'm not sure. When are the cards like a puzzle? When they don't go together? I don't know. All right. So I'm assuming he's going to ultimate Nissa here. I could be wrong. That's what I'm going to assume. Yeah.
Life cannot be
So
denied.
they can't, they're indestructible now, right? If he has another Nissa to play, then I'll just exile them with extinction event. And he does, okay. So what I really need to do
Ties that bind us all.
is draw Elspeth Conquers Death.
Be wary.
Wrong game. Smooth. Smooth, dude. Alright, so he's going to destroy my token. Fine.
It's not often I'm outmaneuvered.
Swing in for 3. We'll make a dude. And we are officially in the grind game now, right? So we're going to activate this. Okay. I really need Elspeth Conquers Death. All right, we're just going to pass the turn. So what I'm hoping to do is bait him into getting a bunch of these turn into creatures,
The land fights for
draw Elspeth Conquers Death, and then if I draw Elspeth Conquers Death, then I can do Extinction Event and then exile Nissa. That's the goal. That's the plan. I'm not sure if we'll actually get there or not.
the end.
I need to check Discord because I don't know if there's any. Okay. All right, so there's Agonizing Remorse. Going to get rid of my game plan. Still no extinction level event. And create a token. He's at the point now he can play whatever he draws into. Yeah, I'll just get rid of this one.
I can help you no longer.
So if I don't draw into action, next turn I'm dead. Probably dead anyway, really. Because if I draw a Kaya's Wrath, it does nothing.
Its loss will serve us.
Really appreciate everybody hanging out with us tonight. Okay, so Casualties of War. That was a good top deck. I did have I had Sharknado, and now if I draw another Sharknado, I'm going to have to cycle Sharknado.
Behold, nature's
So he's going to swing at me for 12. Obviously going to block. I don't think there's a way out of this at this point. I don't think. I'm pretty sure I don't have another extinction level event. This doesn't do anything, so that's a good game. I will play it just to play it. Oh, didn't mean to hold full control. All right. TJ got it too late. All right, we'll scoop it up and wait for our next pairing. Okay, and we'll go ahead and add a loss to the record. Okay. There's always a way out. There was a way out 3 turns before that, and I'm surprised I didn't see a single. Surprised I didn't see a single Conqueror's Death that whole match. Oh well, it happens. I think I boarded some out too, though. Maybe. No, I didn't. I don't think so. I don't know what it is, but that was good though. He had a kind of a transformative sideboard. It appeared, and the length of time it took him to actually sideboard is a good indication that he has a transformative sideboard with more control-y type cards. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, like I said, it's $5 to support the store in a time where it's difficult to support any business, any local business, you know. So yeah, it's fine. Let me get my Discord back up here. Okay. All right, so I'm going to be playing against Jason. Let me add Jason right quick to the stream to Arena. All right. I guess we can go ahead and send him the direct challenge now. There he is. It's going to be challenge match tournament style. Send in. And we'll grab our Esper control deck and try it again. All right, so playing against our buddy Jason, he kind of holds a place in all the jank players' hearts. He likes to play against the grain style decks, and he doesn't really like. He used to not like control. I haven't played against him in person in a long time. Yeah, so we got flooded last night a lot too. But again, you have to remember we're playing an 80 card deck. So does that mean we're more inclined to get flooded? I'm not sure. Maybe. I'm not sure. All right, so we're actually going to keep this hand because we have a Scryland, we're on the draw, we can cycle a Shark Typhoon, we can kill a creature that doesn't have a counter on it. So yeah, we'll try it. And if all else fails, we can start making dudes with Castle Ardenville on like turn 6 and hope we're still alive. seems risky. All right, so we're going to lead with Temple of Deceit. We don't need yet another land. Yeah, so GWAL, me and Blank and I had a conversation yesterday, day before, or something like that. I don't know, one day this week, about how this kind of proves you can make an 80 card deck work. All right, so I don't know if we want to let this live. We're going to shock this in past a turn. So we want to stop on their main phase. Yeah, we do talk a lot. Daily, as a matter of fact. Okay, so we're going to kill this pre-combat. Before it can make tokens and all that other stuff. Because it very well could be our opponent could be playing a Winota deck, as I expected. We're going to keep both the Kaya to get rid of small creatures, and we will we'll play the Godless Shrine past turn. So about that, Gibson, yeah, my bad. Just kidding. All right, so next turn, he can play Divine Visitation, right? He could Justice Strike his own creature, can he? Yeah, if he wants to. Yep. So he'll generate a token, it'll die. I won't gain 3 life. And we'll play this and pass the turn. So, if he goes Divine Visitation, which I'm sure he will, then what do we do? All right, so we're just going to play Yorion now, bounce this and kill the token. Okay, so he scooped it up. We'll go to game 2. All right. So he's playing Winota. So we're going to put in Grafdigger's Cage because creature cards in graveyards and libraries can't enter the battlefield. So, yeah. I'm going to put that in. We're going to put another Kaya's Wrath in. We're going to cut Veto. We're going to go at Liliana too. Just why not? cut Dovin's veto. We'll cut a Shark Typhoon, and we will go down one Omen. Sideboarding, complicated. Well, it's a hand. We'll keep it. All right, so we're going to lead with Temple of Enlightenment here, and we're actually going to put that on bottom. I know it seems crazy, but looking for. I was looking for a black source, but we'll shock that in so we can play Omen. All right, so Hushbringer. Yeah, we'll draw that. We're going to go ahead and keep Ashiok on top too. All right. So we'll play the castle and we'll bounce Hushbringer.
This isn't a fight you can win.
I realize that
Here we go.
he may be able to kill Teferi, maybe with a haste creature or Bone Crusher Giant, something like that. But he may just try to get down. Okay. He's going to get down Hushbringer and the Vanguard. All right. So they're both even, right? So what I'm going to do is we're going to plus Teferi.
No,
We'll
I am
play
not
the
making
swamp.
this up as I go.
We'll pass the turn. So before combat, we're going to exile all the even cost creatures. All right. So we're going to just go ahead and extinction event, choosing odd, or choosing even rather. And if he goes ahead and puts down a, okay, so he's going to cast Raise the Alarm now. Raise the Alarm again. Okay.
This might be a bad idea.
So I think what I really want to do here is just play this tapped. Understand that he's going to kill Teferi, but I'm just going to neutralize any big threat he plays. Like Wynota is the key. That's what he's trying to resolve. So he can just flood the battlefield with big things. All right. So Teferi down.
Just let me know if you're up for round 2.
Cast Hero. We're going to neutralize Hero. Can't let that card get out of hand. They've already got a good board presence here anyway, so. So we're going to go get a blue source here, because I'm going to plan to play Narset and Teferi. So blue, blue, 1. Play Narset, see what we can dig up.
My prowess is unmatched by my peers. Hone your prowess.
And we did find the Kaya's Wrath. All right. So do we... Do we play Teferi, bounce a token, hope they don't play Winota, or do we agonize remorse to make sure they don't have Winota in hand? And do we care? We care if he gets a black source, if he gets Agent of Treachery with Winota. So we're gonna go for it and play Teferi. We're gonna bounce the token just because we don't want to have so many triggers.
I got this.
See what he gets. Although, alright, so it's just gonna scoop it up. Let's see, click to enter result. All right, so our control deck did the control thing there. It kind of stopped him from doing what he really wanted to do, and that was get Winota down to you know, to do some things. So we're 1-1 now. We'll see who our next matchup is pretty soon. I'll shoot Jason a message privately as well. Haven't talked to Jason in a while. All right, so it's pretty neat. I don't know if you guys use Discord or not, but when you're streaming, it automatically goes into streamer mode, and I'm not really sure why, really, but it's pretty cool. Like, I'm not sure what it does. I think it disables certain things. Like, I don't think you can edit your profile, stuff like that. But anyway, it's pretty neat. So while we wait on the pairings, let's go ahead and look at this Pauper event. We're not going to play it, but obviously I'm going to start it. But I don't think I have a Pauper deck anymore on here. Yeah. So we need to make a Pauper deck. I think the last Pauper deck I played, wait a minute. Is anything banned? Ah, yeah, okay, that's banned. Okay, so I think the last one I built was rats, right? I think so. It's not standard Pauper, is it? Yeah. That's interesting. I guess it is standard Pauper. Is it? I don't know, whatever. So we will we'll look at building something maybe different. Maybe not. I wonder if there's a good mono green Pauper deck. Maybe. Is there any good mutate decks? Cycling. There you go. That's good. See? That's what I keep you guys around for. So they must still be playing. Can you just almost run? So it's all commons, right? So Zenith Flare is illegal, correct? Is that right? Yeah, because that's an uncommon, correct? I believe so. Yeah. Okay. So you really, I'll try to build a cycling deck out of just Pauper. How about that? Okay. If I could pay attention to what I'm doing, it'd be great. Okay. Do we just go Boros cycling? Maybe? Or maybe Mardu cycling? Yeah, right. When you draw a second card. Let's see. What is that card? Are there any? Are there uncommons? How is it worded? Draw a second card. Is that it? Do that. We really don't have a whole lot of that stuff to go off of, do we? So what else we got? We're looking at cycling one, you know, cheap cycle cards, cards that we might play, might not. I don't think we need a ton of lands, do we? Let's see. Suggest lands, but no islands. So, I thought there were common and uncommon tap lands, are there not? Yeah, okay. Guildgate, stuff like that. Okay, that's what I thought. Let's go Windscarred Crag, Guildgate, something like that. We'll try that in a few minutes. Sure, we'll just done. That should be pretty terrible, right? All right, so I have some brawl decks, or I have a brawl deck rather. I would play it more, but I honestly don't even think about it until somebody brings it up. Excuse me, I'm not going to play a game, but I may build a new brawl deck. Yeah, brawl is fun. I do have a, I mean, shocker here, right? I have a bolus brawl deck, right? Shocker. Who would have thought? So that's kind of fun, but yeah. So I may run a brawl deck later, or against somebody. I'm not going to play an event. All right, so it's going to be me versus Mr. Chris. And I can't believe I don't have Chris added yet. Or do I? I don't think so. All right, so we're going to add Chris in here for game 3. Yeah. Did it not? Did it not add him? I thought it did. Did I not see it? Hmm.
Hey, bro.
Let's see. Okay, yeah, I sent it. Never mind. All right, so we'll wait on him to. Thank you, baby. We'll wait on him to respond, and we'll get going. Let's see. I think I have Chris, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, Bolus is pretty jank. I really like my historic Bolus deck. It's pretty fun. I tell you, Blank has got a really cool brawl deck with what's his name? Oh goodness. It's right on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember his commander's name now. Planeswalker. Oh. That's gonna bug me. What's the name of that card? It's the what is the name of that? Yeah, Tezzeret. My goodness, I could not think of that for anything. Okay, so got to resend the request here. Make sure I've got it all copied. Maybe that was the problem. There we go. Big tournament. And send them the challenge. All right, so we're 1-1. This is only going to be 3 rounds, I'm assuming. And we will run the Esper Control again. See what Chris is playing. Yeah, Tezzeret is the commander I was trying to think of. It's so good. All right, so he's running Luris. We're going to keep it. So we're going to lead with Godless Shrine, pass the turn. Let's see if he's running Luris. Cycling or Luris Rakdos, or what kind of Luris deck he's playing. It's cycling, all right. Sure, we have to get rid of that. So it's worth noting what we're going to have to do is keep a neutralize up for Zenith Flare. Because by the looks of it, he's playing a strictly just cycling into that card. So we're going to have to try our best to disrupt it however we can. It's worth noting that he probably has, yeah, something like that. It's going to take him a little while to get to the, we're going to go ahead and Oath of Kaya here. It's going to gain us some life. You turn it back. Thank you. Gain us some life. Kill this creature. Now it's worth noting that it does put a cycling creature back into the graveyard. So turn 4 is the turn, this turn and beyond, as long as he has 4 mana to really punch us in the mouth with Zenith Flare. So honestly, I think our life total is in pretty good shape. So we're going to get a castle, and we're going to bounce Oath of Kaya into the Dragon Stinger. I think the Loris cycling is pretty powerful though, mainly because you can recur some of your really cheap creatures that get really big or go really wide or do what the Dragon Stinger here does, that kind of stuff. So I think that's the benefit for playing Loris in the deck, but I could be wrong. Alright, so this is going to resolve and put us back at 20. He's got 7 cards in the graveyard, so technically his Zenith Flare would be, you know, for 7. And the rough part about that is it gains him so much life back. So even if we can handle the life, it gains him a lot. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and Extinction Event for even. Get rid of all of his dudes. We'll play the castle, and we'll get in for 4. So Extinction Event just exiles this stuff, right? And there's another Stinger. Okay. So we want to hold up counter magic, like I said before, to stymie his Zenith Flare. So we're going to Thought Eraser here. I really want to get down a Shark Typhoon if I can. But not at the risk of leaving ourselves exposed to a brutal Zenith Flare. You play Torbrand and Brawl, that's because you are a dirty Magic player, right? Alright, so we're going to get in for 4 here. So you really run mono red, Torbrand and Brawl? Interesting. I would have thought for sure you ran like some kind of control deck in Brawl. Alright, so cycling away. It's just going to pass. Alright, so I'm going to get in for 4. We're getting his life total into the danger zone a little bit here. So we have him on a two-turn clock. And I know he's trying to draw into the Zenith Flare comeback. One thing about the cycling deck, though, is in my experience from playing it, I have run into some severe mana starvation. And I don't know why. It runs plenty of lands, especially with all the cycling you do. But just, you know, can't get to it or for whatever reason. So if he doesn't play a land, I don't even know if he can, but if he doesn't have Zenith Flare right now, then I can win next turn, assuming he doesn't have some kind of removal spell. So let's see what he's got. going to cycle the healer. Okay, so we're going down to 13. Oh, he's going to play the healer. All right. So that gets him in the we're still going to cycle for 4. This will give us a 4/4. He'll have to cycle to survive, and he needs to do it now. Oh, so this wireless headset actually doesn't have a mic on it anymore because it's broken. But I got this from my PS4 at GameStop 2 or 3 years ago. But it's comfortable, right? So it works well with and I just plug it up. It works on my PC like it does on the PS4. But the microphone got broken when my youngest child he was using it in the bedroom, and it got left on the bed and got broken. So I picked up a mic, more of a professional-like mic for streaming, and it's pretty nice. But so I just use it so I can hear the gameplay over my loud mouth. All right, so I'm not sure we need to do anything else. We can bring in a couple more cries just to kind of exile the creatures on the battlefield, and maybe eat to extinction. We'll cut all the Elspeth Conquers Death because this deck's not looking to do any of that mess. It was like 60, 70 bucks, I think. I can't remember, but it should be a lot cheaper now. If you give me a second, I'll check on that. We'll cut a Shark Typhoon and run it back. It's a it's an Afterglow something. So it's a couple years old, but so Afterglow makes pretty good headsets for their price. It's got really, really good sound quality, and it did have pretty good audio quality before too. So we're going to mulligan this hand and this one. We'll keep this one, and we'll pitch back to Fairy. To Fairy and neutralize. I really don't want to do that, but we really don't have a choice. Going to 5 is tough, especially against a cycling deck that can just, draw a ton of cards, pretty much draw their whole deck. We'll play Temple of Deceit. We'll keep the Omen so we can draw in some more answers. We'll respond to Mr. Long with a good luck as well. All right, so we're just going to play this and pass. We're trying to avoid shocking too much in if we can, but I also don't want to miss playing Omen on turn 2. And he tapped out to play that, so we're going to do that now. We have Dovin's Veto, Agonizing Remorse. Both seem like good cards. So I'm going to actually keep them both. He should get in for 2 here. And so I have to ask myself the question, do I want to get rid of the Drainer or get rid of the Healer? Our life total is pretty important. So we're going to get rid of the Drainer, I think. So as before, we get close to the danger zone from turn 4 beyond with Zenith Flare. So we have to be really, really careful on how we play. So there's Aluris, and here he can't cycle the cards, but he can play the cards. So I found out that the hard way. I thought you could cycle them out of the graveyard, and that's not the case, or at least it wasn't for me. So all right, so we draw another land. Let's go black, blue, agonizing remorse. So we're actually going to get rid of the stinger so he can't play it back out of the graveyard. And we'll play the island and pass. So he's going to put us pretty far behind next turn. We have a veto up to stop the Zenith Flare. The inevitable Zenith Flare, I should say. So what we really need to do is draw into a cry. Like really bad. That'd be great right now. Next turn though, what we're probably going to do is take a chance and get down Yorion and bounce Oath of Kai. That's probably what we're going to do, just so we can get our life total back up a little bit. Okay. I'm going to shock this in, which is dangerous. We're going to bounce them both, get some value out of it. He's got 2 cards in the grave only. So we're just going to kill. Oh, okay. All right. So what do we do here? Both of these are great, right? Let's do that. Because like last turn, or like last game, Extinction Event really only hurts him. Because I can do even and it'll affect all of his creatures and none of mine. But there's the Flourishing Fox. So that's an odd. Okay, so that's a problem. Or is it? Let's see. We know he has. Let's play Teferi. Let's bounce Oath of Kaya to draw a card.
Here we go.
To draw another Oath of Kaya. I was hoping to draw a land, actually. We're not going to attack, and we'll pass the turn. So if he doesn't draw a cycling card, then it's no big deal. But I'm sure he did, because the deck's full of them. All right, so there's the cycle. Trigger, trigger, trigger. If he swings all out, we're blocking the Flourishing Fox. He shucks that in, so he must have Zenith. No, not yet. So he shucked that in case he did draw into Zenith Flare. He has one more cycling card. He can put Flourishing Fox pretty far out of reach, or make it to where it'll. Yeah. Anyway, it's gonna be close. Not out of reach, but I'm going to block it anyway, but I want to block it and kill it. I don't want to block it and just lose my creature, so we'll see. Going to combat. All right. Okay, so we'll block here, and I'm sure he's got another. He may have a Zenith Flare, actually. If he does, I'm just dead. Zenith Flare for 8. Sure. Sure. we're going to cycle this because we have Dovin's veto. Okay. All right. So let me think
Don't
here.
worry,
I think
I got this.
so. We've got 5 lands. If I shock this in, it's going to put us at 3. Yeah, so what we're going to do is end the turn, let him draw a card, Thought Erasure, okay, so now we have to destroy that just so he doesn't cycle into a whole bunch of other stuff. We'll take the 1. That was a good play on his part to cycle that. But he can't cast anything at instant speed, so even if he cycles into Zenith Flare. Okay, so get rid of that. Cry is fine. Yeah, we'll just draw that. So we're in a pretty tight spot, right? So if we go
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
yeah, we're just going to pass the turn because we can't afford to have Zenith Flare resolve, basically. And there it is. I almost cast Oath of Kaya last turn and didn't, so I'm glad I didn't. We need lands. I'll put Teferi on the bottom. We don't really need that right now. But if he draws, another Zenith Flare, we're just dead. We can't keep stopping it.
Let's try this.
So yeah, we'll see. I mean, what's the odds of him drawing another one, right? So he's casting that, and we will cry. All right. So let's go ahead and bounce. Do we bounce? No. We Oath of Kaya again. Doesn't matter which one we keep. Whatever, it's fine. We'll plus
This
open to extinction event, anything he puts into play, so it's just a land. All right. So we'll make we can't make a token because our lands, okay. Just gonna plus,
that's more like it.
hope he doesn't draw Zenith Flare, right? That's all we can do. Cycles. Cycles. And a land, okay. Make a token. We will just go ahead and bounce. We need to make sure he's got 17 cards in the graveyard. It doesn't really matter at this point.
I've got it.
All right. We'll get in for 1. All right, so he's going to play the Valiant Rescuer, which is an even mana cost card. Let's see. All right, so we're going to grab a white source here. We will plus Teferi. All right.
No, I am
Swinging
not
for
making
1.
this up as I go.
I know he's not going to block it, but it's fine. Hoping he doesn't draw into a Zenith Flare, right? He's got plenty enough to kill me, and he's only cast one. Let's see if he swings it to Fairy or me. So he's going to swing it to Fairy. Okay. We're going to Oath of Kaya. We'll gain a life. Okay. We'll make a creature. So he's got 18 cards in the graveyard. His Zenith Flare is 15 right now. Okay. So what we're going to do is bounce Oath again to draw a card.
Here goes nothing.
Play Oath of Kai. If he's got Zenith Flare in his hand, well, he can't cast it on my turn anyway, so we're currently out of Zenith Flare range. So I'm going to hang on to Agonizing Remorse right now. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough, right? You guys still hanging in there? You still with me? All right, so he's going to pass the turn. Oh, I didn't make a token. That's my fault. All right, so we'll plus. We're going to play this tapped, get in for one. We're going to put a stop on his upkeep. And when he draws, we're going to Agonize Remorse. Good luck, man. Good luck on the ladder. We're going to play some jank in a little bit. All right, so this on his draw step prevents him from casting Zenith Flare, or at least one copy of Zenith Flare this turn. If he has two, I'm close to dead. All right, he has a Fry and nothing to cycle with, so we're in an okay spot right now. He's flooding out, and I feel bad for him. The flood is real, and we had this problem yesterday, and it's just not fun. Temple of Enlightenment, and we're actually flooding out ourselves. We're not drawing into any action. We're into the danger zone right now with.
Trust me, I have a plan.
If he draws a Zenith Flare, we're just dead even after all this, right? So. Are you doing the Premier Draft G-Wall, or are you doing the traditional? There it is, Zenith Flare for 16, right? Yep. All that to lose, right? To Zenith Flare. All right, so run it back. I think Aether Ghost might be worth putting in, right, to counter his, to put Zenith Flare back, maybe. What do we cut if we do that? Not really sure. We'll go down another Shark Typhoon and maybe an Omen, try that. We'll be on the play, so we'll see how it goes. Oh yeah, that's right, you hadn't played in a while. I forgot about that. So yeah, you get the free one. That's sweet. All right, we'll be on the play. So we have Agonizing Remorse, we have Cry of the Carnarium, Omen of the Sea, Ashiok. Pretty good hand. We'll keep it. We're just going to lead with Castle, kind of giving a false sense that we have mana screwed a little bit, for whatever reason. All right, there's the Flourishing Fox. We're going to Agonize Remorse here. Zenith Flare, we're actually going to get rid of the Rescuer. Because as of right now, Zenith Flare does nothing. You have no clue what's good. I really don't want to use... I don't want to use Cry yet, but I'm going to because we can't afford Flourishing Fox to get too big. I may regret that later. Probably will regret that later, actually. So we'll see. Going to play the Draenus Stinger. Okay. We're going to play this tap because we're again, like I said, we cannot afford to lose too much life. Yeah, that was dumb. Got a whole place on a Sprite Dragon. That's ridiculous. All right, so he's going to play the healer. We're just going to try to get some action, and that's action, right? We'll put that on the bottom. All right, so we will Cry. Play the land and pass the turn. So right now, Zenith Flare is still at 0, and that's important. We're on turn 5 now, and we're at 0, so it's pretty good. We'll go ahead and get our second blue source because we need it. All right. Okay. We're going to go ahead and get out Ashiok now, and we're going to bounce Lurrus and make him exile a card. You cry when you play control, or when you play against control. It's fair. That's fair. All right, Lurrus is going to come down again. Does he have a way? Doesn't look like he has a way to kill it. So we're going to go get another. We're actually going to get a plains this time because we only have one white, and we need a point. We need a second one for. We need a second one for Kaya's Wrath. Okay, so we're going to shock this in. We'll play this at the end of turn. Leave 2 mana up. We may draw into something else. There's really no point in resetting. Oh, there is actually. We'll reset the Planeswalker 2. See what we draw with the 2 cards at the end of turn. By looking at the 2 rather. So scry 2 and draw 1.
Create beautiful nightmares.
We'll put the land on the bottom. We'll draw the Aether Gust because it's a card. It does things. He will cycle here. So Aether Gust will stop Zenith Flare, even though he did exile 1. He's only got 1 card in the grave anyway, so it's not really, scary yet. And he's carefully cycling using his white mana instead of his red because he's probably wanting to cast a card here. And he will cast Footfall Crater, right? What does that do? Target creature gains trample and haste until the end of turn. We're just going to use our mana in Aether Gusted, I think. Yeah, sure. Why not? Basically just keeping the card out of his graveyard, keeping the card out of his off the field. You know, he can cycle it, or so he could have put it back on top and just used it to cycle, but he chooses not to do that. All right, so we're going to start with. We're going to enter combat here. Exile some more cards. He's just going to take it. We will plus. Man, I really want to get down Narset. I have to get down Narset because that shuts down his cycling on his turn. And we have a cry here. We're just going to go ahead and cry now. Get rid of Luris. Yeah. So we're in good shape right now. We've got a clock with our creatures. Yeah, okay. So let's go ahead and check out here what we got with...
And prepare.
Right. I'm going to actually get Kaya here. I'm going to go get another blue source. Make sure we don't tap any blue source for Kaya when we cast her. Kaya's just going to start eating cards out of the graveyard.
So I let myself in. Am I? I had guild business to attend to anyway.
We'll make another token. And we're in a pretty good spot here. Pretty good spot. So we have a blocker back to protect our planeswalkers. We have counter magic. Yeah, he's just going to take it. And unless he goes really wide fast, it's just over. Again, he can't draw because of Narset. All right, so he's going to get in. We will block. Good game, my friend. And it'll be our turn. Skips up. All right, good game, Chris. That was well played. So our record was 2-1 overall. All right, so our record counter goes to 2-1. So we did pretty well in the tournament.